What is up, everybody? Anthony here, Six Skill Mafia.
Hey,
Mafia in the morning. Yeah. What we got here?
What's
we got
up?
Brother Cousins in the house. Special guest tonight.
What's up?
What's up, man? I know, man. I normally am solo, but
I know you hit me up and I was like, hey, it's time to rock and roll. Let's do it. Got an hour to spare. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. So, oh man. We'll get into it here in just a second, man. Let me get this chat rolling here for everybody, man. It's a little bit early for me, everybody. So, see who's all up in here real quick. Let's get this going. I got Collector Joey in the house. What's up? 12-inch Moose. Dream as well. CT 603. Who else we got up in here right now? Ladies and gentlemen, Kinky Sphincter. Let's get nasty, baby. Glad Jay can get some time away.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Good shit, dude. Market tag. Bob Dylan. What's up, dude? Somebody at Club Secret Base needs to stop requesting Mark 5s.
No bullshit.
Yeah, dude.
Jesus.
Not even sure about that shit, man.
It's getting ridiculous.
It's getting ridiculous, man. We got some guy up in here as well. What's going on, dude? Bruce Leon, what's up? Chocolate Starfish in here. What's up, man? We got Mags, Blackbird Tech, Mike Favela, Riley Reviews. What's up, Riley?
What's up, Riley?
We got a few people up in here in the morning. Woo, yeah, man. So like I was up last night, right? Like I was up, and then thinking, okay, we're gonna get a drop because announcements are usually like earlier on in the evening, right? So the announcement timeline had already passed. So I was like, okay, we're probably gonna get a drop. Stay up a little bit later.
Yeah,
stay up a little bit later.
For me, it's like 12 o'clock, like 12. Like I think usually announcements are like 12 o'clock, 12:05 my time, and then releases are somewhere between 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. for me. So for you, I guess that's what, about 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
3 hour time difference.
Because usually it's around like 9:30 when I get an announcement.
Right. Same. And it's about 12 here. 12 o'clock.
Then releases are like, whatever, like midnight to 2 in the morning, depending.
Yep.
I'm sitting here, I'm just dicking around on my phone. And I see this pop up. I was like, I was tripping, man. I was like, what are they showing me? Like updated pictures? Like, what is this? Like, what are they doing? Like, what? And me with Ironman. So I'm like, there's just so many Ironmans. I was like,
right.
Oh, wait a minute. Right. Like, what am I looking at here? And I click it. And I must have been like one of the first people to click it because there was no comments.
Right.
There's just a couple likes. I was like, well, I guess this is a pretty dead thing. Like, what is this? I'm like, this is a Mark 5. I was like, we just got the Mark 5. I'm like, is this an announcement? Like, because you know what I'm saying? Like, announcements are usually earlier in the evening, like I was saying.
Right.
So I was like, what the hell is this?
Ridiculous.
And then my brain kind of, I was like, no, really, man? Really?
Talking about the snake eating its tail. What the hell?
I know. Mandalorian Huntress, my dear Darth Mafia, what is up? Good morning to you. Good morning, indeed. I know I'm half awake, guys. Yeah, so I wasn't too sure, right? So we were just like, what the fuck, man? Right. What do you think on this, man? I mean, look, I'm gonna bring this up real quick.
Yeah.
For everybody, some may or may not know. The original Mark V was in 2010, right? That was the plastic version Ironman that we got.
Yep.
I get it. That was a long time ago, right? That's almost 13 years now.
Yep.
But this was the first one.
Damn,
yes, it's plastic.
Looks like a Kmart toy compared to what we get now.
Yeah. It absolutely does. It's old. I mean, it holds up still, but it's,
it does. It does. I'm being funny, but it does. It does.
Totally. In comparison, right? Right?
Yeah.
So, but this is how long we've been seeing stuff like that, right? And then it was a fair point, right? I mean, at a fair point, it was then we fast forward to 2017.
Yep.
And then we got our diecast version. Cool.
Yes.
All right. It's been 7 years, right? It was plastic. I totally get them diving into a diecast version. Cool. All right. Then you remember this thing kind of shot up for a while.
Yeah. This was like this was $1,000 figure at one point. I remember this was like everybody's grail. People were talking about it. They were like, "Oh my god, I got to get the Mark V." You know, this was the time when the Mark V and the Mark 47 were like the top tier releases in Ironman that you wanted. So yeah, it made sense for them to go in and do a reissue of this.
Yeah, right. Because it was stupid expensive.
Yep.
So 2017, ladies and gentlemen. Then we fast forward to now. Well, kind of now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this was announced last year.
Yep.
The reissue. Okay. All right. So we think about that and we say, all right, well, okay, from 2017 to 2021, it's been 4 years. As you mentioned, it was fetching a very high price on the secondary market.
Yep.
We know that Hot Toys likes to kill a lot, not all of it, because you need to have a healthy secondary market. Otherwise,
Absolutely.
you have no product.
Exactly.
Right? People, but that's the irony of it, right? Because people want to have a sense of value, with their figures. So 4 years, okay, cool. We get the reissue. I get it. It's a grail killer. Drops the market down.
But it gives everybody the opportunity to get it that couldn't have it.
Sure.
They get money, they get some money from it,
Listen, I'm all about that, right? I'm all about people getting an opportunity to get something that they had missed, right?
Exactly.
The War Machine Mark 1, right? That should be shipping like in the next week or so. The reissue.
Yeah, buddy.
Cool. Okay. I get it. People who are just getting in and they really like that War Machine, they can buy it. But then, this, like, I'm just like, yo, like this shit still, I could buy it right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's still in stock. So
Dude, I got mine in June from Sideshow. And
that was a couple months ago.
And honestly, that was a quick release because I think that came out like I think it came out in Hong Kong the end of May. And then I got it in like maybe 3 weeks later after released in Hong Kong. I was like, damn, I'm getting it pretty fast. So this just came out, and this is a new figure. It's currently in stock. This makes no sense. Like I was saying before, the snake eating its tail. Damn sure. Now, the funny thing about this is what would make a lot of sense is if they put this out, which this already doesn't make sense. But come on, man. Racing Suit Up Tony has to be coming out soon, right? Is this a way to trump up business to sell that figure? Because now this figure is, I mean, honestly, I bought the Mark V to go with that Racing Suit Up Tony. Honestly, to have a whole transition. You have him going in the suit and you have the suit completed. So that's why I bought, the one that's currently on sale. But this right here is this is a little derivative. This is ridiculous. Really,
well,
I like dioramas and everything, but I mean, we didn't. Why?
Yeah, exactly. Mark Attack here. New collectors didn't even miss the previous release, right? I mean, because it's still here, right? It's a good point, and you're right. It's like what concerns me, and it's not that I don't like Iron Man, right? So make no mistake, I still enjoy Iron Man. I may be out of collecting a lot of MCU. I still do have a plan on getting the War Machine Mark 1. That's my favorite War Machine.
Yeah,
and dope. I would probably get an earlier Iron Man just to pair with him.
Yeah.
But so it's not that I'm like, it's Iron Man and I'm being biased. It's that it seems like it's just like a kick in the nuts, dude, right? Because if you were to buy, this guy right now, or you just did, as you mentioned, right? You bought him in June, July.
Yep.
Wouldn't you be more inclined to get this one with a cool little race car base and the fence depicted from that scene on the raceway?
Yeah. And the sad part is, and this is where it really sucks. Like if I went and I'm locked in. I can't get rid. If I wanted to, even if I wanted to get rid of the Mark, and I keep looking down because it's right here. If I got rid of my Mark V, the current one, I'm not going to get anything for it. It's not going to sell because everybody that doesn't have it is going to wait to get this one. So it's like, what the hell? Like, I mean, yeah, this is a real kick in that. It's a real kick in the nuts to the collectors too. I mean, collectors that really wanted this figure, they wanted it, they wanted the Mark, for people that wanted the Mark V, and that they wanted a version that they could pair with like I was saying, that new suit up version, because that new suit up version, the Tony Stark race suit version, and this together, oh my god, that's going to be one hell of a display. That's going to be a big ass diorama. It's going to be amazing. And then you throw in Whiplash with it, man. That's a damn party right there. It's going to be really.
That's the scene. Like that encapsulates that whole movie right there.
Absolutely.
Yep. Max says, I dare Zenobia to justify this. Zenobia and I are good buddies, man. I messaged him last night with that shit. And all he says, "What the fuck?" in all caps. So I don't think he's too pleased either. But we haven't really spoke today. But I was just like, yeah, I just and the problem is that we already are like 150 pre-orders behind.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Market as we see it is completely tanked right now.
Yep.
Right? I mean, perfect example. Even here. As you just said, like, good luck selling your Mark V.
Yeah.
Right. It's already congested. Right. This whole community that we're in. Right. This whole collecting world, at least as far as Hot Toys is concerned. So it brings up a couple of questions to me anyway. As well, one concern is like, are they broke? Like that's that's literally the first thing that came in my mind.
Yeah.
Are they broke? Are they hard up on cash?
And a friend of ours, we both know, Denobi, we have talked about this, and I think he's brought this up on your stream before, that at one point in 2020, it wasn't looking good for them. It really was. It wasn't looking good for a lot of people, let's be honest. But for them, especially, it really wasn't looking good. And this does kind of have me worried. I mean, but on the flip side of it, we do know in this market, in their market, Iron Man is king. We've always said it. Iron Man is their residual income. So we're always going to get Iron Man figures. Minty Winter, Fresh Green Iron Man, Neon Tech Iron Man, Holiday Iron Man, Halloween Iron Man, Thanksgiving.
Do you remember when fucking? All right. Do you remember? I don't know if everybody in the chat remembers. I know you remember because we're that age.
Yep. When
Batman '89 came out in the theater.
Oh yes. And
I forgot who made the toys, but they were shit. So the license.
The Galoob ones was.
I don't remember who, but they were really bad, and they pulled them. And then I forgot who came in, and took their place. But when they came in to take their place, we got like 19 Batmans from that movie.
That's right.
And he only had one suit in the movie.
Right.
We had the Arctic Batman, the underwater scuba Batman. We had fucking camo Batman. And that's what this reminds me of a lot.
Yeah.
Like
I said, for me, it's like Marvel and Toy Biz back in the day when they took when they had Psylocke and they repainted her to be Rogue, and then they repainted her to be X-23. It was like they just kept taking the same figure and just repainted different women for X-Men. I'm like,
they won't know. Let's save a few bucks. Right. Hot Toys 101 says he sold his Mark V today, and guess what? The bids ended on 175.
Holy! Now look at that. Hold on. We're talking about a die-cast Iron Man figure that retails for $360. Ladies and gentlemen, when you round all this up with shipping, taxes, all that good shit, you're looking at about maybe $420, $430 on the low. So you're talking about a 400. I have a thing called real math. So I look at that, even though that's 360 with shipping and tax and everything, that's like 425, 435, something like that. Damn near $500. So I'm on a damn near $500 figure selling in a bid for $175. And let's not talk about them eBay fees. Let's not talk about that.
15%. And then you have to cover the shipping. They discount you a little, but you're still at a loss, man. I feel bad, man. It's awful. Payton 23 says, do you all think Hot Toys exclusive only? Now, it's interesting, right? Because when you read the description here, it does say in select markets, right?
Yeah.
But that never really stops collectors, does it?
No.
Right? It does it really, because a lot of us will just order overseas anyway.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like a moot point. Like if this was the 90s and you were like, ah, shit. Like back in the day, like on the Genesis or something, like Shining Force 3 came out, but it was Japanese only, right? It was a bitch to get that. And even then you'd have to translate, but whatever. The point is, it was a bitch to acquire certain things, right? But nowadays it's like,
there was no eBay. There was no eBay.
Yeah, I don't care where it resides in the world. Like I could get it, right? We can get anything that we have access at our fingertips. So it may be an exclusive, right? Like, because I still believe that the Stormtrooper, the Chrome, and then that cap and that Iron Man, I believe that they are they were for the Shanghai store, right? Celebration.
Yep.
I don't know if they're ever coming to the States. I'm still waiting. And maybe they won't, because a couple of them didn't, right? I think like the Copper Stormtrooper, a couple of them didn't come here, right? Back in the day.
Right. Yeah.
But we can still get them. We can still get them though. That's the point. So it's like, okay, maybe I have to pay an extra $50 or $100 or something, depending on, what figure it is. But it just, right, it doesn't really matter anymore. Like if they're exclusive to a specific region.
Exactly. Yep.
Which sucks. So, but 𝗕𝗔𝗦𝗘𝗢𝗖𝗎, man, thanks so much, bro. He's celebrating 4 months being a channel member. Thank you, my dude. Says this feels as bad as a crappy DLC. What the fuck? Yeah, dude. It's
that it is. There you go.
I don't get it. I do not get it. Miles Dyson said it was Toy Biz, then it was Kenner for Batman. Okay.
That's
thank
what
you.
it was. Okay.
Yeah. Because I couldn't, you know what I mean? I didn't remember. It's been forever. It's been forever. Yep. Mandalorian Huntress, though, she says last week Hot Toys is trying to repair the crashed market by making figures more limited. This week, Iron Man Mark V release again. Very concerning.
She got a point. She got a point. It is.
It's. But here's the problem, right? And let me ask you this, Jay. So, like, my issue is okay. Yeah, it's an Iron Man, but I'm wondering, like, what impact does this have in the future for us as collectors? Right? Because if you're like, yeah, we're just gonna do it, fuck it. Right? Does that mean like you're gonna do that with, like, now obviously not everything, but it's still concerning, right? I mean, do you feel like you're like, oh wow, like none of my stuff is truly safe? Because, and what I mean by safe, guys in the chat, like what I mean by that is that we don't collect to make money. It's not a profit, but back in the day when you would buy figures, they would at least hold their value.
Exactly.
And often, more often than not, they would appreciate in value.
Yep.
To a certain point, and then they would cap out. But you would be like, oh, cool. For example, I sold off a lot of my Rogue Ones. Those were retail purchased items.
Yep.
Sold all of them for double retail. Okay.
Yep.
I didn't get them to do that. It's just, years later, you're like, okay, I'm done with these. You don't want your figures to feel like, or your collection to feel like it's worthless.
Exactly.
Because sometimes, I don't know, life happens and you got to sell some shit.
It's true.
Or you may be like, you know what? I'm kind of like with me. I'm like, well, I'm not really into this IP as much as I once was. Let me go ahead and get rid of it. And then I'm like, damn, I probably spent like $4,000 on these figures.
Yep.
And then you sell them and you make like 2, as an example, right? So you've lost, you've thrown away a couple grand or whatever. Maybe you had some enjoyment out of it over the years. One could justify that.
Yeah. Say you paid for the, you paid the toll of enjoying it and having it collect dust and open the box and having it displayed. Some people would look at it like that. So that depreciation, you kind of paid for that. So if you get into 200, not 200, but 2,000 from it, and you paid for 4,000 for that collection, that kind of makes sense. But to your point, nobody wants to collect something that's not valuable. And that's the thing that is a big problem with this. Like we were just saying, the Iron Man. I mean, anytime we're talking about a die-cast Iron Man figure that's, that's in the low or mid 420s being sold undersold for under $200. That's bad. That's bad. Now, granted, it's new. It is new. We all know new fig. And I always talk about with grails. Grails need time to become grails. That's the thing. A grail doesn't become a grail overnight. Sometimes it just shoots up depending on what it is. I'm still waiting to see what's going to happen with this arena suit Boba. Right now, everybody's after it and everything. But let's say once everybody gets it in hand, let's see what happens in a couple of months. It is Boba Fett, and looking at with Boba, everything that's Boba kind of keeps its value. That Boba, I don't know as much as the Boba Fett show, the 2-pack one though.
I swear that this arena Fett is an anomaly. It's an anomaly. If anything, when I do like a year-end review, December or early January, New Year's, this arena Fett's going to be like the main topic of discussion here, because it's like, it's such an oddball, because to me, I was looking at it like you had the Book of Boba Fett that came out. And so many people were like, oh, I'm sick of them. It's Boba Fett and the show sucks, whatever. I don't know if not everybody's opinions are the same, but I felt like a lot of people followed that bandwagon like it was a trendy thing to do.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
And then this arena Fett comes out, and then not everybody knows what that suit is. Right? They didn't know that there was a comic book, for example. Whatever, right? Oh, it looks neat. Oh, it's exclusive. Oh, and then everybody buys this shit up. And I feel like now it's like, and I've seen people posts on groups, they're like, why did I buy this? I have no idea, right? And then others, I feel like they bought it and they're treating it kind of like their own little mini stimulus package. They're like, oh, look, I could just flip this thing for like $600 or something. And it's just such a weird.
It's a weird figure. It really is. It really is. And that's funny that some people that you said that, because I've seen that. Some people are like, oh, it's just all black. Why did I buy this? And I'm like, if you're not, and that's where it goes back. If you're not emotionally connected to it, then you don't need to buy it. Now, Boba Fett's your guy and you got all the Boba Fetts, go fish, go for it. OG, good point, must have all Fetts. And there's a lot of people that's like that. My brother is, good example. He's like that, must have all Fetts. So, I mean, I wasn't on board until I read the comic book and I was like, oh, okay. And, it does look cool. Let's see how, I can have him fighting the Predator or something like that. That'd be a cool display. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, it's neat, but it's just funny how, like, all of a sudden everybody started buying that shit up in droves. And I'm not saying that they're posers by any means, but what I mean by that is that I feel like maybe the reason why people bought into that so hard is because they realized that it was, for the most part, indeed an exclusive, right? And people are chasing that, and that is what I'm talking about. That was the beginning of not Hot Toys specifically, but that was the beginning specifically when we were getting IPs, when Marvel started, when Star Wars started. You almost felt like, oh shit, I need to get this figure because it's going to go up in the secondary market.
Exclusivity.
Yeah. And people crave that shit. So I don't blame people for buying it. I don't want to call people out and be like, oh, you're fake, Boba Fett fan or something silly like that. It's not that. It's that, that's what I saw. That's what I saw, is that people are craving exclusivity.
Exactly.
And when you start dumping, this garbage on us, man, and I don't mean it in a bad way, but it's like, this is here. And I feel bad for collectors because that is going to totally turn people off. Oh, absolutely. I got this. Now here it is again.
Hey, we saw people, friends of ours that's in the community, that's in our groups, and they were saying, if Hot Toys keeps doing this, I'm out.
Yes.
And that's bad. That's bad. That is. This makes no sense.
It's bad. Will Foxification, what is up, my dude? Will. Damn, this is a sexy panel. Thank you. Not as much, man. You're not here with us.
Yeah, we need him here.
No, I appreciate it, brother.
Up in here.
Right. But now, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just kind of, and I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm really not. There's a fine line. I've always tried to be respectful of everybody. And, I appreciate all the work that goes into creating figures. It's part of what I do. You know, well, I'm in the world, right? So I do appreciate all of this, but it's just it irritates me as a consumer of their brand that like, damn, why?
Yeah, I think
So
Mandalorian Huntress brought up a good point. I mean, we sense even with all these exclusives, we sense there's some type of there's an urgency. There's something going on there. There's I mean, to get and we all know there's a lot of stuff that's supposed to be coming out that we have just not received. So we don't know if they're putting this stuff out quick, doing these rehashes of these figures to get the trump up money, trump up business, just to get the other stuff out. We don't know what's going on. One thing about this company, they put themselves in a position to not tell us anything, and that's by design. At this point, for years, I'm like, why they just don't, let us know what's going on? That's all done by design, so they know. So that works for them. It's not good for us. Keeps us waiting with bated breath on what we're going to get next. But for some reason it works for them, so they can make these moves, so they can make these adjustments to float their company at the end of the day. And I mean, you would know this better, being in this world, you would know this, better than I do. But Hot Toys isn't as big as we all think it is. They make money. It's
right.
a big enough company, but it's not as big as what it's not like Hasbro is what I'm trying to say.
No, it's not. It's not. I mean, it's a small crew of people that work on their stuff. And then a lot of shit gets sent to factories, and then that's essentially outsourced, right? No. Essentially, at that point, for manufacturing, right, for mass production. The issue that I have is that I'm starting to feel, and this isn't because of this Mark V. I've been feeling this for a few months now. You know this, that Hot Toys is starting to just feel kind of like another toy company now, like Marvel Legends or Black Series or
I think Mr. JB said it here. He said, is Hot Toys, he said, next topic, is Hot Toys a collectible or just a detailed figure? That's yeah.
No, you're right, JB. Because it's like, dude, some of our old stuff is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Or most of it, actually. Most of it's amazing. So it's like when I see new stuff, and I told you this the other day, it's like, I'm almost done with my whole because when I was buying Marvel stuff and other properties, I would skip certain figures of my original trilogy. Not many, right? I was only missing like 7,
right?
And now I almost have everything. I only need 2 more figures, and I have my entire original trilogy 100% complete, right? To me, those were all awesome, and that's not just because it was Star Wars, right? Because this whole shelf of things that you have as well, right? We have Terminators and Predators and Back to the Future, and I feel like those were great figures still.
Yeah.
To this day,
it was something about the Hot Toys of old when they became the Disney Hot Toys company, where it became all Star Wars, and not just OT Star Wars, but everything Star Wars, everything Marvel. And we're mass producing this figure, we're mass producing that figure. It kind of lost some of the fun of the company. And I think that's why a lot of us are we're looking towards the N-Arts and stuff like that, because it's kind of like N-Arts is kind of reminding me of what Hot Toys used to be. So far anyway. I know we're still waiting to get stuff in hand. I don't want to say that right off the break, but what it looks like we're getting that, those one-offs, like we collect the Michael Jacksons, the Superman, the 1970 Superman, the Batman, 89 Batman, all those things, those grails. It's something special about those figures. The new figures is coming out. They just, it's kind of like, Black Series, or Marvel Legends in Hot Toys. It's kind of going hand in hand now. And it's kind of, it's not as special. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just not as special as it once was.
No, it's not. Like, remember when they dropped, what is it? The Love and Thunder, Jane Foster and Thor.
Yeah.
And I we talked about them on my show. And I'm sure everybody talked about them, but I specifically remember we're talking about them on my show. And I was like, these just look like Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
now it's not to discredit Hot Toys, right? That was the art style that they went with that movie. But when I look at all these, I'm just like, they're just toys, dude. Like, and I know they're Hot Toys, I get it, but they've always been like Hot Toys, like collectibles, high end collectibles, right? That's what we've always, at least I've always interpreted, through my collection journey, and it's not just Hot Toys, right? I have Enter-based stuff, I have Blitzway stuff, 6 scale in general, but Hot Toys was always like, ooh, when you start looking at some of the older stuff, or even the Jack Sparrow, right? The DX-15,
yep.
The Terminators, DX-10, DX-13, all this stuff, even Batman and Joker.
Yeah.
What is that? DX-8 and 9?
Yep.
Yeah. Because 10 was Terminator. Yeah. Like the freaking, and granted those are DXs, but like even some of the older stuff that are not DXs, Doc and Marty, Aliens, Sarah Connor, Ellen Ripley, like they're like, they're badass figures that still hold up.
Yeah.
That's the type of stuff I'm missing. I like that diversity, the true diversity in collecting, right? Not just I'm a Disney product that I'm just consume, and people get like disillusioned, right? And it starts to become this. I don't know. That's what's worrying me, guys, because when you see this, it makes me feel like, okay, well, what's next? Is every figure essentially on a chopping block?
I think we're fine until we see. Now, if we see, we just may see it one day. A Han and Chewie 2-pack go back up, and not even a 2.0, but the same one we got. They just put it out there for pre-order. Then that's when it's like, oh shit, what are we doing here? What are we doing? That would be great. I would like to have another 2-pack, for 400, 450 or whatever, and not pay what is going on the secondary market. I would, but I would actually start questioning my collection, and then also questioning, do I want to go forward with this, or do I want to get out? Because there's some people, we have friends, some people are getting out, and they're getting out.
We have friends getting out. We have content creators getting out.
Yep.
And I'm not saying, hey, everybody jump ship. That's not what I'm saying.
No.
But there's a pause for concern sometimes. I've never been on this. I never want to like inflate or exaggerate the hobby, right? Yeah. I do not feel like the market's very healthy right now. It's severely tanked, as many have seen as right. $175 selling your Mark V. It's time and time again. There is no. The market's not good. It's a buyer's market. I'll give you that.
It is.
Okay. Because everything is absolutely.
If you want to get your in-game collection, dude, this is the perfect time. This is the perfect time to rack up. And I mean, this is the perfect time. Definitely a buyer's market.
Yeah, well, Mario started getting back into Avengers.
Yep.
For example, and it was like, yeah, it's not a bad time. I mean, you can pick stuff up pretty cheap, but this goes much deeper though. Like, because I don't want to say like, is this a cheap play by Hot Toys, or do I have some semblance of naivety where I'm like, well, maybe this is a store exclusive and they just wanted to do it, right? But in deep inside though, I still feel like no, it's kind of a cheap move from a business standpoint. You didn't do anything but make a new base that costs virtually nothing to manufacture, and then what impact does that have on your audience, your consumer base, right?
Yep.
Does that?
But see, it would, for me, would have been smart business is for them to release this. I mean, or maybe not, but to release this, throw a extra accessory in there that can, like I said, that can go with that diorama. I don't know, some pants or something that goes. It could be another, because they used to do this. They did this with the Terminator line. It could be an accessory that goes with a totally different figure.
Oh well, look at the DX-13 Terminator 2 battle damage, right? You do get the T1000 liquid form, right? But the Japanese exclusive has the Robert Patrick face on the liquid. That shit is so badass.
Yeah.
See, when's the last time we got something cool like that?
Exactly.
Like, am I wrong? I mean, they've given us recent exclusives, but
Yeah.
What, a hologram? Like, I don't care.
But if they would have gave us that in this set, and then gave people like threw the collectors a bone, it was like, hey, if you want the base, we'll sell you the base, and then gave the base as a separate thing, that balances everything out. I think that would have been substantial. Nobody could. So all the new people that are just all the new collectors, it's like, hey, I want to create this whole Iron Man, 2 diorama. They could get this, and then for the people like me that already got the Mark V, they can get the base and be like, oh, there we go. And then we'll probably lose out on on an accessory or two that makes this set exclusive. But at least they're still giving us a bone. Like, hey, we didn't forget about you. You did hold us down a year ago and got the Mark V. So here's the base to go with. That would have worked out.
Yeah, no, I think that could have worked out. That could have worked out. But then what happens to everybody who bought this? What if there are some people right now that still have this on a payment plan? And they're just like, well, it was kind of a backseat, not a high priority figure. They're finished paying it off because, again, it just started shipping a few months ago. Yeah. So, what happens to everybody who bought this?
Yeah.
Like, that would kind of make me feel like crap. Not gonna lie. Yeah. Real quick, Andrew, my man, thank you so much for becoming a channel member, my man. I do appreciate that, man. I will be posting stuff here on YouTube. I do show for members only the Facebook group that we have that's members only. So I'll post that up here shortly after this. You guys can come in there. That's where we set up for our Zoom meetings and all that other good stuff. So, dude, thank you so much, man. I do appreciate a lot. Yeah, I don't know. Like, do people in the chat, guys, right now, anybody bought this figure? And like, how do you feel about that? Like, because now, I mean, arguably this would be better, right? Because there's nothing different.
It's nothing different. You just get a dope ass base to go with it. I want this base. It sucks. It really does, because, and there was and I had some thoughts when I bought it. When I first got this, I opened it up and I was like, do I really need this? And then I went and looked back at the whole, the suit up, the racing suit Tony. And I was like, yeah, I want to create that display. So I definitely need this.
Oh yeah, dude. No, yeah, that's a problem, right? I mean, because look, you mentioned, okay, let me break it down to you real quick, because you had mentioned Han and Chewie maybe coming back.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't have a problem with that. Now, it's not because I'm not playing favoritisms here, because I feel like you can give us an Empire Strikes Back or a Return of the Jedi Han and Chewie.
That would be dope.
That's not a reissue, and then 4, 5, 6 months later reissue it again.
Yeah, I think that's what I think that's going to happen. It's just a matter of time for that to happen. Now, but I'm saying reissuing the exact same thing the way that it was. Like, let's say if we see a DX07 just come back out, which would be ridiculous. But if they was to do that, reissuing things that we already have, not 2.0s, reissuing.
Right.
That's when there's, a definite cause for concern, a definite one.
Well, yeah, I mean, and let's not. All right, so here's another problem. Is it a problem? I don't know. As I mentioned, I'm mostly original trilogy. I don't know if it's the recent light of the Australia battery ban, or they're just kind of evolving, or whatever the case is, but now we're getting USB lightsabers, right?
Yep.
We're getting USB powered Ironmans. What does that mean? Like, for our current collections, right? Like, will they?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Iron Man's. That's the other thing. We're gonna get another Mark V with fucking USB power, right? So obviously, they're gonna do Iron Mans in USBs. Moving forward, we're seeing new Star Wars figures with USB lightsabers.
Yeah.
Are they gonna start reissuing? This whole shelf right here, with USB lightsabers, and maybe slight adjustments, or maybe not slight adjustments, right? They're just like, well, here they are again with USBs. I feel like that dilutes the product.
It really does. It really does. Yeah, it really does. I'll just say it. I hope not. I totally hope not. I think what they've been doing so far, kind of cherry picking with a 2.0 or with a reissue, full on reissue, they've been cherry picking, and a lot of it has been a lot of Iron Man. Let's be honest. You're getting a straight up. You got a straight up reissue of Mark 47, straight up reissue of this Mark 5. Well, 3 now reissues.
Well, this is our fourth. Yeah, this is technically our fourth one, right?
Technically our fourth one. So yeah, and then you're getting you're gonna get another reissue. I mean, I think I'm fine with it, especially with the Iron Man figures. The Iron Man figures needed, as we looked at the first iteration of Mark 5, the plastic one. They needed
2010.
They needed to be updated. The technology had changed. They made the move to die cast. For some reason the dimensions were off from 1/6 scale. All of these are taller now. They had the pink panties issue, which we all knew about. All us older collectors that collect Iron Man all knew about.
Mm-hmm.
So these were all things that needed to be improved. And as time went on, they improved the product. I am fine for paying for an improved product.
For a 2.0.
2.0, absolutely.
Okay.
I feel the same way.
With that.
Yeah, I feel the same way about the new Bespin Luke. That's a 2.0. I am, and I was, and everybody was asking because that came out like maybe 3 weeks after I bought the DX07.
I remember that. It came out at the end of April.
Yeah,
it was like April 27th or something.
And I got DX. Yep, and I got DX.
And I felt that, dude. I was like, "Fuck, Jay just bought that DX07." That's the first thing I thought of. I was like,
"Yes," and everybody's like, "How'd you feel?" And honestly, I was like, fine with it because I was like, "Oh, it's not a 2-figure pack, and it doesn't come with the 𝗦𝗢𝗡. You don't get it." So to me, I look at it as a different SKU. Now, if that had came out, if I had known that was coming around the corner, would I still get DX07? Honestly, I probably would have.
It's a little different though, right? Because DX07 is the first Star Wars figure they dropped. It is a 2-pack. It does come with the 𝗦𝗢𝗡, so you do have a battle damage. It's not aged that well in my opinion.
Yeah,
sculpt wise.
Oh, the sculpt it's to today's standards. It's not good. It's passable if at best. It's passable.
But that's why it's unique, right? Because it's not essentially a 2.0. I mean, it kind of is, but it's not like they gave us a 2-pack, right? Unless they come out again and they go, here's the battle damaged version of Bespin Luke 2.0, then you're like, I think so too. Then we're going to get, and then it's smart on their part because then they've now taken a $300 DX07 and split it in half and selling it for like $700 essentially.
Exactly.
So, and I get business is business.
But you're paying for more. You're paying for a better body, better sew and cloth soft goods because the suit on the DX07 is baggy. It's not all that accurate. When you really look at it, it's not as accurate as it should be because it's a product of its time. But if you're like me and you're collecting these things for also the nostalgia, I got DX07 because it was the first Star Wars Hot Toys figure. So I can look and be like, this is the first Star Wars.
It's commemorative. It's like a memento.
Exactly.
Of sorts.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Josh Baker, though, real quick says, imagine if they reissued Han and Chewie and 3 months later reissued it with a Falcon base accessory. And that's kind of what it's a good point. Yep. That's where we're at right now. That's the potential of where we're at right now. Like,
that sounds good too. He needs to work for Hot Toys. That sounds good.
No, it does come with battle damage parts. You're right. It does.
Yeah.
It does. It does have swap out. It has swap outs, but it's still like, it's still kind of a kick in the pants, right?
This is what we should have got initially. That's the thing that sucks. We should have got this. If they would have delayed this product and be like, hey, we're now adding these pieces, or they couldn't do that because people were already locked in price wise. But this is what it should have been in the first place. And I don't know how they missed the mark on that or where this came from or how the release schedule was with this. But this is what we should have got initially, because I think you would have got more people to buy into this figure if you would have got that, because then it would have made complete sense with the other racing suit Tony that we're getting pretty soon.
Yeah, that should be coming out, right? The suit up version.
Yeah, that should be. Yeah, that's around the corner.
That shouldn't be. Yeah, that should be kind of around the corner. 115 guys watching, man. Go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't, man, already, and subscribe if you're new to the channel and you enjoy the content. And subscribe to my brother down below. His link is in the description as well. We are going to be doing a giveaway shortly, probably in the next week on my channel, celebrating the 3,000 subscribers. I am going to give away a Dark Trooper, but stay tuned for that. We'll probably make the official announcement next week and the details of what we're going to do, but we'll be doing that in, with Brother Cousins and with El Professor Mario, who's not here right now. But yeah, it's, and here's the thing too, right? So for example, I'm not going to get up and grab him, and I don't even know if you can see him, but Michael Jackson here, right? The Beat It version, right? So granted, for those who don't know, the Michael Jackson Beat It figure was Hot Toys' 10-year anniversary.
That's right.
Right. So it comes with a neat little pin. It says Hot Toys 2010 to, 2000 to 2010, right? It was a commemorative piece to celebrate a decade of the company, but they're individually serial numbered. I don't know if you guys know that. They only made 2,000. So even on the shipper box, it has your serial number. Like mine is 1,600 and something, right? And then you get like a certificate of authenticity in your package that's written out and shows your edition size number out of 2,000. Right? That was it. Like, they don't really do that. Now, granted, it was a 10-year, celebration anniversary, release figure, but like, if they were to, it's just the Hot Toys of old is no longer with us. That's the sad truth, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if we're blaming that on Disney. Am I upset with Disney? A little bit, because I feel like they are just almost a Disney company now.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, I like where Hot Toys were before. I hate to say that, but I do, because I mean, I do like all the stuff, all the Disney stuff we did get that we're getting, but I also want somewhere for them to go back to form, go back to what they were during that 10-year anniversary, where they would do things like that. They were more risk takers back in those days. They were doing figures that, like, come on, a Michael Jackson figure. Now, of course, that was also a timely thing, because we also got to look at it that we had just lost Michael in 2009. So that's why they were pumping those figures. I remember just guesstimating one day, and I was like, I bet we're going to get a Thriller 2-pack. And that was I just pulled that out of the air. And then, a friend of mine at the time sent me a Toy Fair. I think it was Toy Fair with some pictures, and was like, dude, they're making it. I was like, well, there you go. And I wish they go back to that. We would see things like that back in the day. We would see these properties, all the cool stuff from the 80s, your John Matrix from Commando, Terminator, Aliens, all those big franchises. And, now
they're all but extinct.
Yeah.
They're all but extinct.
Yeah.
16 Scale Man Leo, what's going on, brother? Says no excuses. They missed the mark on this.
Yep.
And it was the lazy way out. They tried to soften the blow with Valkyrie.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
It could be. It's like a misdirection kind of thing where you're like, well, hey, guys.
He hit it on the head.
That's here true. It is. Exactly let's focus on the great. And then, because here's the thing, though, too, right?
Slid this under the door, too.
Yeah, because Leo's kind of right. In a sense, I kind of agree, right? Because as I mentioned earlier in the show, that usually announcements are around 9:30 my time. Releases are like midnight to 2 a.m. my time.
That's right.
This came out around midnight my time, but it's an announcement.
Right.
So they didn't announce it at their regularly scheduled time. They were just like, fuck it, let's put it out real quick. No one will notice. So I don't know. Right. I don't know. Yeah, dude. It's just fucking, it's crazy, man. Yeah, they are. Mike says, I had no idea that they did that for Michael Jackson. They didn't do any kind of anniversary for the 20 years, did they? Dude, did I miss it?
I don't know.
Did we get a 2020 20 anniversary? I don't think I should know this, but
the world ended in 2020, so maybe not.
Yeah, right. So like, I don't know. You know, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, man. I don't know everything, so I'll look into it. But I know they absolutely did for the 10-year anniversary. Riley's asking, why is it Disney's fault? I don't think Disney is calling up Howard to spark up another Iron Man. This was Hot Toys' move, in my opinion, to grab more easy cash. Well,
that's a good point too.
There's half and half to that, bro.
Yeah.
Because on one hand, I really feel like, and call me a conspiracy theory, I don't know, but I know Disney. I know Disney's all about merchandise through and through the decades and decades, right? So when Disney,
money,
all about it, bro, dude, they just bitch slap you, you know, like it's all about money. So I feel like once Hot Toys got the license and everything, now Disney's like, all right, we're just gonna like their boot is on their neck,
yeah, and
being like, produce, you know. So I don't know now.
You kind of see it with these. Sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But no, you kind of definitely see it with, you know, if you look at the Disney Plus shows, and we all say that. I think it's fair to say that the Disney Plus shows have been very spotty in quality. There's been some big leaps, Mandalorian, and then there's been some folly, you know, Book of Boba Fett. There's been some missteps, and then you got to ask yourself, is this Saturday morning cartoons all over again? You know, the whole thing of, hey, we'll sell sugar cereal, we'll show cartoons, and then between those cartoons, we will sell the shit out of toys, which was a great time, might I add. Great time to be alive. Not for our parents, but it was a great time to be alive. But we're kind of looking at that again with these Disney shows, the dip in quality, the rush, get them out there. And then what do you see after that? After these shows come out, you see product, high-end product for all us, you know, children, you know, adult children to go and run and buy. So you kind of have a point here, like, you know, it's like the mouse is feeding, you know, the mouse is working with Disney, working with Hot Toys. Hot Toys is working with the mouse. They're all in one. Hot Toys needs to make money, but also, like you said,
it's cyclical, man. This thing just runs, dude, for exactly. in perpetuity. Like it's like,
yep.
We just are stuck in this consumer trap.
Yep.
And what I mean by that is like, just like you were saying, it's that the quality, and this is my opinion, Disney launches a streaming service, right? To compete with the other streaming services. Okay, well, you have a large back catalog. Cool.
Yep.
Well, once people watch stuff, they're like, oh, I've already seen this. Maybe they'll revisit it. Maybe there's nostalgia, right? You have kids, you want to watch some old Disney movies, whatever. I get that. Right? That novelty wears off after time. So what do they have to do? How do they justify your, you know, $10 a month subscription, right? Well, we need to give them content. So let's hire, you know, low budget, overwork our CG artists, you know, kind of mediocre writers. For the most part, there's some good stuff, but, you know, why not? That makes sense as a business because they're like, well, we're not going to spend as much money so that we can mass produce content to keep people in and keep their or subscriptions locked in, right?
Right.
Now, the adverse effect, which is intentional on their end, is the merchandising, right? Okay, now we have, what do they have? Like almost 30 projects between Marvel and Disney in the next 2 years or something.
Yeah.
All of those are toys, whether it's Black Series, Marvel Legends, Hot Toys, whatever, right? So now you're stuck in this consume, right? And if the content's good, I'm all for it, right? Yeah. I'm all for it. But if I'm like, oh my God, like, are we now just all Disney? Like you said, there's, you know, where's our other properties that they used to do all the time? And I think Hot Toys would like to do them.
I think they would.
I don't think they have the time to do them.
I think that's what it is.
Right?
It's totally about the time.
Totally about the time. Oilers Workshop, though, with $2 super chat, brother, man. Thank you so much, bro. He says, do we have any evidence Howard Chan still owns Hot Toys? We don't. We don't know. You know, I mean, it's a good question, right? Because I don't know. And I get why they're doing it, right? Because they want to make money. They're a business. They're a business. They want to, everybody wants to succeed, right? Everybody wants to succeed. Doesn't matter what you're doing in life. You don't want to be a loser. You know what I'm saying? So as a business, they're making money.
Yep.
Disney got Disney in their back there, so they're like, well, shit, yeah, we have a steady flow of income. The faucet's running, as it were. So, yeah, sure, they may like some other things and be like, yeah, man, I would like to do a Predator. Maybe some of the artists there are like, dude, Predator's like my favorite shit, man, and I want to, I'm passionate about it. Well, we just don't have time on the schedule, things like that. A lot of people also don't understand that there's, even within the whole Disney world, there's, actors and licenses are real huge issues. Some people keep saying like, where's Mace Windu, for example? I hear that all the time. Yeah. Well, I don't know, but as an example, they could have made the sculpt. Samuel Jackson could have looked at it and he could have said, I don't like this. And they have to redo it. Right. They could also be just, some of the actors themselves have their own likeness rights, and they may want more money than Hot Toys is willing to spend. Right. True. Because Disney's not floating the money to pay for that. You see, unless it's like something really big, like Robert Downey Jr. or something, right? Because he wants so much money, but he rightfully so, though, right? Because there's like 160 Ironmans, bro, and they all sell. So, but that's the thing. A lot of people don't understand that sometimes. They're like, oh, well, how come they're not doing this? Or how come they're not doing that? And it's like, well, it's not always that case. There's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes, though, right? Yep. So as much as, everybody wants a Mace Windu or a Padme, right? I know she's not really too big into Star Wars. She's kind of like Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I'm over that shit. You know what I mean? Maybe they don't want to do it. So it really just depends. Speaking of Mario, what's up, dude? All hail the mouse. Oh, Professor O.
Don't worry, Mario. I'm a mouse kid too. I'm a mouse kid.
And I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer here, but I'm just looking at it realistically as a collector, right? I do miss those days that seem to be just forgotten. Or when new collectors come in, this is all they know, right? This is all they know, so they think, well, this is just what it is, right? It's like some of these new kids playing video games, some of the new shooters, some of the new just whatevers, and they're like, grew up with this, maybe grew up with like Modern Warfare 2 or whatever, Call of Duty, and then they, some of the new Battlefields, for example, and then they have no idea like what it used to be like, because this is all they know. So I feel like that's kind of a situation that we're kind of trapped in. Anyway, so we're probably gonna wrap here shortly, guys, but Genobi in the house, speaking of, dude, what's up, brother? He says, how do we know Hot Toys isn't taking a bath on a Star Wars IP? When in doubt, trust in Iron Man. Well, you know that. Like, Iron Man's their money.
Yeah.
But this still is kind of a kick in the pants to a lot of people. And on top of that, it makes me question, like, what's in store for us in the future?
Yeah.
Are they going to do this with other properties other than Iron Man? I would really hate to see that. You finally announced something, however unlikely, like Batman and Robin from Batman Forever are coming out, right? They're coming out soon. Yeah, they got a little delayed, but they're next up on the list, right? They're real close to being out.
Yep.
And then the same token, and then maybe less from a year from now, they reissue them again with like a Batcave accessory diorama pieces or some shit. You're like, dude, what the hell? That's where I'm going. Like, does this open the gate to other properties, or am I just being a drama queen right now? I really don't know, but those are my initial thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, you got a good point. You definitely have a point. I mean, I think it's definitely a cause for concern at this point. I mean, from what they showed us, because honestly, this doesn't make sense, and it is a kick in the balls to collectors, and there's no way around that. And I'm right in the middle of this, because like I said, they had me first with the, you wanted Mark V. It was on the secondary market for the years for, over $1,000. Here it is for 400. Right. Here it is. Oh, we're going to also sweeten the deal by giving you another figure that, racist suit Tony, that you could pair with that. Right. Also we re-released we also 2.0 and reissue Whiplash. So now you
Yep.
can have it all together. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I missed out on those initially. So let me go ahead and get them. I'll go back to the well and I'll get them. But then you do this.
Well, the gap is noticeable though, right? 2017 to 2021.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we were looking at here with the original diecast. You know,
Mhm.
2010 for plastic, 2017 for diecast, 2021 for the reissue. Now 2022 for the reissue or something. I don't know what we're calling this. You know, so
cash grab.
Cash grab.
That's what it is.
It just again, it does make me wonder about it as well. And it was something I was gonna ask you before we wrapped, and I just totally lost my train of thought on this with this, but maybe it'll come back to me, guys. It had to do with this in the future here, you know, but I just don't remember what the hell it was, man. So my apologies.
It's all good.
But it is. It makes you kind of wonder moving forward. That was my whole point, right? You know, again they showed off you know, Batman recently, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, we're gonna get another 89. Has a new base, kind of example. But DX09 is kind of old.
Listen, we needed a new 89. I needed a new 89, and not that mine's just falling apart. Mine's held up pretty damn well.
Mine too. Mine's really good.
Pretty good. But it'd be nice to have another one. I mean, honestly, because what I'm gonna do with the old one is I'm shoving them in the damn Batmobile. That's what I'm gonna do. And
you're like, oh, just get in there.
Just get the hell in there. Because he fits in there. But good luck with that.
Right.
But I'm going to shove them in the Batmobile. So I have one inside the Batmobile, and then I have one. You know, I have one to display. So you know. I'm happy to get that again. And then they're throwing in, you know, other little tchotchkes with it. You get some diorama elements. I'm good with that. I love my dioramas. So that makes, to me, that makes sense if you're going to do that. And they don't do that often. As long as it's not that often and there's some thought behind it, I'm fine. But this Mark V is careless. This is like this is damn near criminal.
Right. Oh, Lale says Jay's a bastard for that. Oh man. Real quick, man. Andrew James, my brother, dude. Thanks so much, man. $5 super chat says, "My guys, you two are the best in this hobby. Much love to you both." Hey, thank you, man.
Thanks,
we appreciate it, brother, man.
Appreciate that, brother.
I'm glad you're coming through, man. Yeah, and again, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, bro, but it's as a collector. It's specifically as a collector, you know what I mean? Look, if you guys are excited for this Mark V, or whatever we're going to call this, I'm happy for you. But, that's what I remembered I was going to say before we wrapped. What impact do you think this has on Sideshow? Do you think Sideshow's upset that now they're potentially going to be sitting on even more dead stock?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or other retailers, for example? I mean, you know.
And we're looking at it from our point, like as from the consumer point, like what the hell? I know they're looking at it like what the hell? What we already have backed up stock that we can't get rid of Marvel shit. What the hell? You know, and this is why we're seeing shorter, it's rumored to be, this is why they're doing shorter runs of stuff and stuff is selling out because they're taking a hit on stock. You know, they have to pay for this stuff to keep it, to keep it in stock. They have to. They don't pay what we pay, of course, but still, yes. If I were them, I would be pissed off because think about it. Like you said, there's people that are in between payments on this thing, on this one right here.
Andrew just got it.
And or just got it in here. And honestly, if they want it, they probably can go in and return it. And
if you just got it from Sideshow within like 30 or 60 days or whatever,
you can return it. If I pushed enough on mine, I probably could return it. To be honest with you, if I pushed enough on it, I'm not going to do that. But
right, because yours was like 3 months old now. But you could be like, "What the hell?"
Right.
You could stress it, and they probably would. You know,
we're gonna give you some points. Shut up here.
Something right, but
right.
It's a valid response from a collector.
Absolutely,
in my opinion.
But it hurts. Definitely hurts their business. It definitely does.
Well, I'm gonna guess that in the next month or so, this is going to be heavily discounted on Sideshow with free shipping. Oh
yeah, you're gonna get some 20% discount coupons on this, and yeah.
Yeah.
This is a new figure. That's the thing that's crazy. This is practically, I mean, it's reissue, but the reissue is
a new release.
A new release. It's a new release.
Yeah.
So,
no, it's 100%. It's baffling. Sideshow's going to drown in this figure till 2099. Yeah. I mean, it's shocking. It's shocking. Expect to see, yeah. Andrew, if you bought yours from Sideshow, it would behoove you to return that, because they're going to drop it. They're going to drop the price.
Hold on, I just say this for Leo's comment. It's going to drown like 9 to 2099. I'm sorry, that just
right. Just some Prince right there, guys. No, man, it's true. It's true. Oh, you got it from a comic book shop, man. Well, I don't know if you can. I don't know, brother. I don't know. We're gonna wrap though, guys. I know Jay's got to go. We're gonna have a show later tonight on your channel. Is that correct? You want to talk a little bit about that before we go?
Best of the best coming tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So definitely come stick around. Come join us. We're gonna be having some fun. It's gonna be great. We're gonna talk more about this shit. Oh God. And I'm sure that Macho Dad and an all gang will be there. So definitely come join us. 7:30 tonight Eastern time. Best of the best. We have fun. Can't wait to see you guys there. Want Mafia, brother Anthony, thank you so much for having me, bro. This was great. Good way to end my workday.
Yeah, I figured, what the hell, you know what I mean? Usually everybody in the chat knows, like, I do my morning shows typically solo, but I thought, one-on-one, this would be kind of cool. Especially because this is such a oddball topic for me. I'm kind of like, I needed you to ground me a little bit, because if I'm solo and I'm riffing with everybody in the chat, guys, I'm going to be like, I may go off and say some things that, I'm trying to, again, I'm always trying to be super chill. Right. I'm always trying to be super chill.
Absolutely. I'll be the anchor.
Yeah, you have to be sometimes, man. I do. Nookie gets you 3K subs. Congrats, my bro. Thank you so much, Lil. Yeah, bro. It's all about the Nookie, as we know, right? Yeah, no, it's really cool. I'm gonna be doing a giveaway. I'm just waiting for it right now. Again, we'll be doing a Dark Trooper giveaway, but I'm going to. You guys need to go. In fact, you guys can do it now. If you go to Jay's channel and leave a comment on his
cable
review, right?
Yep.
Go like and subscribe to Jay here. Go to Mario as well, El Professor. That's the conditions. You got to go to Jay and Mario's channel. Go comment on Mario's Arena Fett unboxing video and Jay's cable review video. And I'm gonna pull 2 people from that, one from each video. And then you guys are going to have to duel to the death. And then whoever wins gets the Dark Trooper. So that's kind of where we're going. I'll fill in the details a little bit later. But until then, guys, man, we will catch you over on Jay's in a few hours and Saturday night on mine. And we'll see from there, guys. So, all right, everybody. I'm going to try to end this stream. And I will see you guys